Okay, so you know Ibis Paint? Ibis Paint is like a drawing app on mobile. It's on desktop too, but mostly on mobile. So I thought to myself like, oh, can you actually do VTuber model art on a mobile device? As I researched, there's definitely no option to rig on mobile. You have to get a desktop PC for that or a desktop device. So in the end I rigged the model, but on this video is more concentrated on the art and how I cut it and how I drew it in general. I'm going to get a new canvas. The canvas is going to be... For those who are wondering, I'm actually drawing on the Amazon Fire HD10 right now. I got it for like, I think I got it for 50 euros. Maybe this 16:9, like full HD normal. This one looks like a good one. I'm going to use my finger to draw, okay? It was actually pretty hard to draw on mobile. So I drew on the tablet, not on the phone. Oh my god, this is weird. This is freaking weird. Holy shit. I'm gonna show everyone that even the guy that never draws on phone is going to make a model. Where's my eraser? Oh my, holy shiitake mushroom. Why is it so humongous? So the first thing we have to do over here is to sketch it out basically. We're just going to do a sketch how our VTuber model is going to stand and how it's going to look like. This sketch here in my case is going to change a lot from the actual result. I just wanted to have at least a guideline on what I have to draw. This is our first layer. Okay, we're going to just do a new drawing then. I'm going to make it twice the size. Yeah, this one. We are starting with layer 2 over here, main face. Basically just the base of your face, and you can put the outline there. I put the outline on the same layer, but normally you can separate it too. For this one I put it on the same layer. Next layer is going to be the eyes, the upper eyelash, side lash, lower eyelash, sclera, the iris. You can separate the pupil if you have one and the iris, but I recommend to not do that. It's just unnecessary work. As you can see, we are actually drawing both eyes at the same time and not separating left eye and right eye. That's because there's no need in really separating those eyes if they look the same in most of the cases, because in the process of live 3D rigging we are just going to copy the right eye and we're going to reflect on the other side, so we only need one eye in the end. So we did the upper eyelid and the eyebrows. I put them on those layers. So I drew a nose. For me it was a very simple nose. For other people it might be more than just one layer, especially when you have like bigger models. People tend to have a bigger nose too, but for me I only took one layer for the nose. Now we're coming to the mouth, a little bit more complicated. As you can see, the mouth has an upper flap over here. This flap is there so we can hide a little bit of the inner mouth. So this is consisting out of upper mouth lid or mouth line and lower mouth lid or mouth line and the inner mouth. And then we do the teeth, upper teeth and lower teeth. There's actually side teeth too, but I didn't use it for this model because I was a little bit lazy, but normally you have those side teeth too. Also the tongue. I recommend in separating the tongue because when you have different angles you can move the tongue in the right direction. Okay. Horns. Of course, any decoration that you have on your head, like horns, they have to be separated too. So next part was the neck. The neck is fairly simple. Some people fuse the shoulders and a little bit of the upper body with the neck. For my case, I did that with a little bit of the shoulders. You're going to see that later. And at the top is going to be like a little bulb. Now we're coming to the hair. The hair got separated into front bang, like the front main bang. Then I did the back hair first to see how much volume I have, to see how much hair I need on the sides. Important thing is I really recommend to separate as much hair as possible. I only had around 5 hair layers because I like the bounciness of that and I was lazy. I did a back hair, a middle hair that was in front of the back hair just to make it a little bit easier to do head rotations, and side bangs. I had them on the same layer. I would recommend for short hair, the minimum should be at least 4 hair layers. When you have long hair, most of the time you get to like 5 or 6 at minimum. So when you look to the left and right, you have something on the sides. Most of the time when you draw live 2D art, you have to draw hair that you cannot even see. So I would recommend to at least do hair behind hair. So that we'll finish with the head. You know how she looks like? Squidward. Just Squidward, holy! So normally you can draw a body or upper body. In my case, I didn't do that. I just went straight to the clothing, and I recommend that too if it's like your first rig or something, just to save a little bit of time. I cannot really like tell you what to do in this step. I can just say do as less pieces as possible in the beginning. I did the front of this little cape thingy, and I just copied it to the other side and changed up the looks a little bit to make like a poncho. There you can see where I extended the neck. This is still on the layer of the neck, where I put the collarbones and stuff like that later too. When you have like exposed shoulders, of course, you have to get it a little bit bigger, and you have to get the arms connected. Here's the back of the clothing. Next layer was the middle body. That was the part that was see-through, so I had to draw this one. So I drew basically a lower torso. That was only one layer too. Can I complain how hard it was to draw this one on Ibis Paint? Next layer was the clothing below that. This took me around 2 layers for the arms and for the middle piece. Then I did the arms. The arms are on the same layer again. I would recommend you to separate them into left and right arm. 31, wait, do we have just 31? We have 31 layers and I almost finished. That's going to be easy. So I drew the legs and the skirt over here. First I did only a draft, and it took me a little bit until I rendered them out. But the legs, I put them on one layer. I don't know really why. You should put left and right like on a separate layer to move them individually. I was just lazy again, and in the end it still worked out. The hands were a little bit more complicated. When it comes to the hands, there's like 2 layers, the hand, the base, and of course all the other fingers. So in total it was 5 layers. You can indeed just put the hand into one singular layer, and that works. It depends if you want your fingers to move. In the beginning I would not recommend to do that, but it gives for a nice effect. So the next layer was the neck shadow. We should separate that and we can clip it later back in Live 2D. Of course, if you have a shoe, you have to separate the shoe over here too. We didn't have any. So in the end, I just added decoration, but they were on the same layer as the previous ones. But of course, separate every decoration that you have on your model, and you should be on the safe side. Make sure to still at least be under 50 layers in the end, if it's your first try. Then we got the tail. It was one singular layer too. And that's it with our model. I rigged it in the end really quick. I did like a simple rig, got really bouncy in the end. I like the rig, you can download it on my Ko-Fi, and for free of course. And if you have any other questions, I have a Discord channel, and I stream every day from 4 PM GMT +2 until, I don't know, when I want to. So if you have any questions, make sure to bother me if you want. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a nice rest of the day. Bye bye.